Lead together, embrace change, enhance everyone's journey. The 3 core principles of SmartStop, a leader in self-storage real estate across North America, reinforce why we're proud to bring you SheEO Lead-In, the podcast featuring curated conversations with powerful women sharing their impactful wisdom. It's a self-knowledge, self-discovery, and self-preneurship audio storage vault created by and for women. SmartStop's presentation of SheEO Lead-In begins right now.
Have you ever felt that you as a woman may not appear to measure up when you see incredible women in strong roles? You may be surprised when hearing from women in these positions and how we all share many of the same challenges. Thank you for joining us for the SheEO Leading-In podcast with Rebecca Jones as we share the journeys of women.
Hello, I'm Rebecca Jones, your host of SheEO Lead-In. We are on an exploration together to discover more about the personal journeys of incredible women in both career and life. We all have paths to share that sometimes take incredible turns, deep resilience, and courage to navigate. My hopes are that the challenges shared here encourage women to take leaps of faith and growth when a journey feels too difficult or unachievable. There is great strength deep within each one of us. These stories are meant to share the ways strong women have taken their dreams to strive and thrive to new heights, despite their sometimes rocky paths, and found a way to lead in.
You're listening to SheEO Lead-In, a show from Cloudcast Media. These conversations are brought to you by SmartStop, a leader in self-storage, listed on the prestigious New York Stock Exchange. And today, we're so excited to bring on Hala Madanat, the Vice President in Research and Innovation of San Diego State University and a distinguished professor of public health. Thank you so much for being here. We're talking a little bit off the air, and I know what your passion is, so we're going to talk about that too. But welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm really excited to have this conversation.
Yeah, this is a show about SheEOs, about women entrepreneurs, and how we empower each other. And your story is amazing, and I would love for you to walk us back a little bit and tell me your history.
So, long history. I grew up in France, but my family is originally from Jordan. So moved back to Jordan when I was 9. Didn't speak the language, or English, which is the second language of Jordan. So came in speaking only French and dumped into school. Had to learn a lot, and then finished from the University of Jordan an undergrad in biology, and came for my master's and PhD at Brigham Young in Utah.
Wow.
Which was another fascinating transition itself. And did my master's in public health and my PhD in sociology, trying to kind of understand population level changes. And then applied for a job at San Diego State randomly that I found. I had family in San Diego, so I just applied and I got the job.
Oh my
And here I am 18 years later at San Diego State. Wow. I'm a health disparities researchers by training, so I've done a lot of work in our community, helping communities address everything from obesity prevention to cancer prevention to COVID response. And then halfway through what I consider early in my career, I moved into administrative roles in the School of Public Health, and then ran the School of Public Health for several years. And during the pandemic, took this new job as Vice President for Research and Innovation.
For your background, to have a front row seat during the pandemic, that must have been so fascinating for you, huh?
Oh my gosh. It was super hard, but it was like I read about epidemics and pandemics, and to be part of the response was the coolest, as bad as it was. It was really, really fascinating to do everything from our response with the community to the campus to reopening schools. We worked on all of it in San Diego, and it was amazing, and to be able to support in that way with the knowledge we had. And
what was your biggest takeaway during that period of time? Now that you can look back and say, okay, we made it through this, but so fascinating from your background.
Very relevant in this time. Science actually matters.
Yes.
And following the science matters in the decisions that we make around people's safety, and did we do everything right in the pandemic? Absolutely not. But we were following the best things we had at every stage of that. And so proud of our community and all the work they did to prevent so many deaths.
Wow. Tell me a little bit about a day in the life of your role at San Diego State and what, I guess, 18 years. That's amazing. I wondered, it's so fascinating as I'm tracking your background from France to Jordan to Utah
Yes.
to San Diego. You could write a book, and hopefully you're starting that someday too.
One day. I think what's interesting about my job is it looks different every day. So the portfolio is really big. I do everything from overseeing the research enterprise of the university, so helping our faculty grants and projects ongoing, to helping our faculty understand commercialization of their science and spinning off companies, to training students in entrepreneurship and innovation, to overseeing our campus in the nation of Georgia, where we do STEM education, to economic development, like the work we do regionally, both here and in Imperial Valley, to change and hopefully impact the regional economy, corporate and foundation relation, federal government relation. So every day I walk into a meeting, I have 30 minutes to think about something, and then I have 30 minutes, the next 30 minutes have nothing to do with the other.
Wow.
It's great, but it's super impactful, and really love the ability to do all those things in San Diego.
And I can see your passion from this. I'm a proud Aztec, so
We love our Aztecs.
We love our Aztecs. But San Diego State University has really come up, and it's on the map now. Talk to me a little bit about those changes, because I probably back in the day when I went years ago, you just had to have a pulse to get in. Basically, it's really tough to get in anymore, and good for San Diego State.
Yeah, I mean, I think San Diego State back in the 1960s decided that it was going to be what they call themselves a teacher-scholar university, which meant that every faculty we brought in was not going to be only a good teacher in the classroom, but will also have research that has impact on the community or their discipline. And that has led to the transformation of so every faculty we bring in is a really incredible researcher, faculty, scholar, and it translates into the way we teach our students. It translates into their opportunities to engage in applied experiences. One of my points of pride is anytime I go to an industry partner, they comment about how ready they are for the job when they get the students.
Wow.
They don't need them to come in and spend a year still to get them ready for the job. So that's really exciting. And I think the investment the university has done in really and keeping the students at the core of what their mission is. Yes, we are a research one institution and all of that, but all of that is driven by the mission of to train the workforce of San Diego and California.
Well, what an opportunity you have as a woman, and which is, we're here to talk about empowering these SheEOs. What does it look like from your seat and where you are at San Diego State? Are you seeing more women becoming involved in research and administration? Talk to me about that.
Yes, all of the above. It's really interesting to see the young generation of faculty that we have and the strength of our female researchers and faculty. Their promotion is often really quite accelerated. They go into administrative positions, either at the campus or other places. I think I was seeing this offline. Even our students were seeing the transition. So for the first time in the history of the campus, associated students voted in 5 female students to run our associated students.
Wow.
Voted on by their students. That's their accomplishment. That's their representation of the campus is very inspiring. We see it everywhere. Entrepreneurship is a place where we're seeing a lot of growth. When we started a decade ago, our entrepreneurship center, I think people were shooting for like 30% of the companies would come. And now we look at nothing less than 50%, right? Like it can't be less than that. And sometimes it's more than that, where we see female CEOs of the companies we launch.
Good for you. I think that's so exciting. What is your, I guess your role in the community who are you involved with your partnerships through San Diego State?
Yeah, one of my, I partner with a lot, but I'm going to pick a couple that we do. So one big group that we work with is the Economic Development Corporation with the EDC locally. Very good partner to us to think about as we build our future site in Mission Valley and the Innovation District. We're building a site for the future of San Diego. So what are the economies of San Diego that have the opportunity to continue to grow and expand, and that Mission Valley can become a hub for?
Yeah.
So really a great partnership with EDC on that, and landed around in our first project to really be around our defense economy and our national security economy, which is one that, well, we know we have the highest asset of military assets in the country located here. Our innovation economy around it has not kept up with it. We are not the number one place for defense innovation or national security innovation. And we can easily transform that with great colleges of engineering around us, with a really inspiring young talent that we have in the region, to think about how do we become that for the region.
That is so exciting. I mean, and literally, you think about San Diego, and you talked about military, biotech. I mean, we have so much at our fingertips here. So it's great that you are, as San Diego State, partnering with all of these. Tom, let's talk about Mission Valley and where we're at. What can you talk about?
Yeah, I mean, I took the job because of Mission Valley. It is like a life-changing legacy project for the region forever. You think about, if you've been to Snapdragon Stadium, it's already transformed how we do sports in San Diego.
Amazing.
For sure.
Yeah.
And so that is amazing. We just broke ground on 621 units of market rate housing. But that project will have 4,600 new units in Mission Valley on a trolley line. Like, how exciting is that for our community? 10% will be affordable. That affordable project will break ground too soon. We'll do senior housing there. We're hoping to have a childcare center as part of the first few phases of the project. And then, like I said, trolley, we've built the river park already, so super activated. You can't almost find parking on the weekend anymore. Everything from birthday parties to just people using the park. American Cancer Society, another one of our partners, does their Making Strides walk there for breast cancer. And then, future, we'll have a hotel and conference center to complement our amazing convention center in downtown, but have something more central and smaller for the events that require some space, but not a full convention center. And then what I'm working on is the 1.6 million square feet of innovation space, co-locating industry and public partners with the university to accelerate innovation in the region. And we do it not just from a technology or science perspective, but we're about to break ground in, maybe a year with the San Diego Community College District on a joint building. They will build a building, but we'll co-locate for accelerated pathways for our students in STEM. So they'll graduate from state combined, community college and state in 3 years.
Wow. That's, oh my gosh, I just got the chills on that. That's amazing. And, I think about what an opportunity for the students for internships while they're there, boots on the ground. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so the idea is we're building an ecosystem where the partners are there with us. The students can come in and work in a research lab, but they can also go and see it in action with a biotech or a defense company. And then they can be hired by them as well, right? So not just internship, but the jobs a number of them will be right on site. At the heart of that is also building an entrepreneurship and innovation hub. So helping these companies really know how to grow, build an ecosystem. One of the things we always talk about in the innovation ecosystem of San Diego is we're so dispersed. There's so much of us doing a lot of great work, but there's not a home for that. So we want Mission Valley to become the home for anytime you think, where do I get to a VC? Come to start with us. How do I get to the next accelerator that my company might be ready? Come to us and we'll help you find your pathways. So there's not that home right now, and we can help with that.
Find that. And so, as you are going out into the community or on a national or global spot, what does your conversation look like, and what you're looking for to partner with these companies?
Yeah, we're looking for partners that actually want to work with the universities, have a desire to support us in things like helping us figure out the academic programming. So we want to train for you as an industry partner. And so maybe some of our programs could shift and focus now on AI. Let's say you want more AI focused students. Great. We can incorporate that into the curriculum. So we want a partnership on everything from accelerating innovation, training the workforce correctly, and readiness is really important. But we want jobs for our students. We want these innovation that come out of that region to create the jobs that our students need regionally as well.
What do you travel a lot in your job?
I do.
Oh my gosh, how fun! So, as a representative from San Diego State and your position with research.
Yeah, so next month we do the trade mission with Mayor Todd Gloria and Congressman Peters. This year the trade mission is going to France, collaboration with Research Institute there. General Atomics will be there with the work they do in fusion in France. So it's really figuring out these partnerships that can bring more of economic impact to our region. The last one of the ones we did a few years ago to the Netherlands, for example, brought KLM flight to San Diego. So these trade missions are really impactful in changing how San Diego operates and how it grows from an economic development perspective. So that's just one example of these types of trips that we take.
It's so interesting, and I love that you brought your daughter here today. We're going to talk about that in just a moment because, again, she's a SheEO in training, right?
Absolutely.
We're going to take a quick SmartStop break right now, and we'll be back to continue this amazing conversation. Stay with us.
SmartStop knows the winning connection is when we elevate success together. SmartStop Self Storage, a California company with nearly 200 properties and over 15 million square feet of rentable storage in the US and Canada, is committed to positively impacting the communities we serve on the national and local level. By aligning our core principles of leading together, embracing change, and enhancing everyone's journey with local initiatives focused on education, health, and social welfare, we all elevate together. Through financial and strategic partnerships with nonprofits and prestigious organizations such as Cloudcast Media, Arrow McLaren IndyCar, Breast Cancer Research Foundation, Wounded Warrior Project, USC Athletics, the Brampton Steelheads, MMA fighters and boxers, and other unique athletes, we aim to foster a sense of unity and pride within the communities we serve, creating a shared identity and generating a positive atmosphere. To learn more about our core values, our locations, and career opportunities, please visit us at smartstopselfstorage.com. SmartStop, elevating success together.
And we're back. And again, talking to Hala Madanat. So interesting getting a behind-the-scenes look at what your role has been. And, are you the first one as this specific? Did you start this? Are you the pioneer as the research?
So we had a vice president for research and graduate affairs, but we've never had one for the university ecosystem. So that was kind of a shift. We separated grad school and did this new role, I guess.
And I think about, again, your background. You speak 3 languages, but you told me that Spanish is something that you probably just pick up naturally because you're here, right?
Yes.
You're like a sponge.
San Diego.
Yes, it is. And so you're the true beacon of that. But talk to me a little bit about younger eyes looking up at your role, and like your daughter, for instance, who's going into the 9th grade, and I'm sure she sees that, what you're doing, how you've made an impact, and again, really utilizing where you came from. And you've developed this great pinnacle at an amazing university.
I think that's the reason I went into academia. There's no better way to influence next generation than to influence them through education and have role models that they can look up to through the academic lens. And so I remember one of the classes I taught for undergrads once. And I was just talking about the concept of health disparities to this group for the first time, and how their eyes just opened up to this conversation around people are not in these situations because they choose to be in these situations. People are in these situations because they were born in that neighborhood, because their parents were who their parents were, because of the circumstances of the environment they're in. And it's hard sometimes for people to understand those things when they're growing up in their own bubble, to see the world from that bigger lens. So I think when you do the work that many of us do in academia, it's an opportunity to always influence that in a positive way of helping people understand the world around them, the opportunities they have. Because we, especially at a campus like San Diego State, where we recruit from all across our region and the world, not everybody comes from the same experiences and the same opportunities. And so to equalize it, you have to open their ability to see the world, their ability to understand the opportunity they personally can have by doing this. One of the other points of pride for me for SDSU, we're third nationally in the number of students we send abroad as part of their college education.
Wow.
And to think about that global perspective it gives people, whether you go a month or a semester abroad, it is transformative.
Yeah. Yeah. And what an opportunity to have that in your, I was always so sad. I never did that and studied abroad, but to have that in your makeup. Tell me, do you know, what is the percentage of students and where are they coming from here at San Diego State?
We retain less than 20% of students that are out of state and international. Our focus is on the state of California, predominantly from San Diego. I don't know the exact number, but at least last I had looked, it's around 45%, our San Diego region. So really our community is where we are. But it's still, we want to grow and be able to serve more students, because this year we got 123,000 applications for our incoming class of 10,000 students.
Wow.
So we want to grow.
Incredible. Yeah. That's still the upward. Well, and actually reading, I think, UCSD has also really grown tremendously.
Absolutely.
So I think, just the fact that we're here in San Diego, who doesn't want to be here, right?
I mean, you were talking about my daughter. Every time we talk about college, I'm like, why would you want to go anywhere? We're in the state with the top universities in the world,
right.
A concentration of them across both systems and even private university. What an incredible place to be in general.
Well, and I got to learn a little bit about your passion, which is food, cooking, and just the diversity. I wanted to talk to you because San Diego is diverse. Let's talk about them. We have the mountains, the desert, the beaches, but we also have a melting pot. And so let's talk a little bit about that. We'll go down a fun little tunnel here with
well, what's better than food?
I know, right? As we talk about it, brings people together.
It does.
Tell me a little bit about your passion for cooking and food.
I think, like you said, food brings people together, but for me, it's experiencing people, it's experiencing their culture, it's opening eyes to a variety of things. It's healthier often in other places than it is in the US.
States. It's so true.
So really trying to incorporate other cultures and other foods and opening, it's another way by which you view the world, in my opinion. I think, I just had my team over on Sunday, 50 people with their families.
Gosh.
And, I could have catered, but I wanted to cook for them. And it was the nicest thing for them to come in and see, the things I was trying to do and having them enjoy it together. So I really do think it brings people together in a different way.
I love that. And what a gift from the heart. And really for them to get to know you. What did you make?
It's San Diego. So I did make pulled pork tacos and shredded chicken tacos.
Yum.
With all the fixing and the rice and the beans and the whatever.
Yeah, I bet you're an amazing cook. And the fact that it's a passion for you. Yeah. So it's probably nothing for you to say, let's just throw a little bit of this, a little bit of that, right?
And the incorporation, you're right. I think that's one of the things. I've been working on this idea. My husband's really good at it, actually. He's a good cook, too. But it's like opening your fridge. What do you do with it?
Right. It's a game, right?
Like the game, even if I don't end up making anything with it, the mental game of it is super fun.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's a whole new challenge.
Yeah, it is.
My poor refrigerator would have nothing in it.
You're like, what can I do?
You can do
something with every fridge. Actually, AI can do that for you. You can scan your fridge now and ask it for recipes.
Oh, that's so interesting. AI, yeah.
Yep,
right?
Everything.
What did we do without that?
Just like what could we do without internet back when it started, right?
Isn't the same. But it's brought us back into such, it is. It is the future. And we have to be ready to rock and roll and It'd be amazing with that. I'm just really intrigued with your background. What is something that, I don't know if you have a life-changing moment that really, especially in your past 18 years at San Diego State, have you had any somebody or something that has happened that you can tip your hat to and tell us a little bit about?
So it's a sad story, but it is the tipping point in my career. My mom passed away from breast cancer when I was 19. And she was sick most of my teenage years. So she was diagnosed when I was 12 and then passed away when I was 19.
I'm sorry.
But my dad is a faculty member. He's a lawyer by training, taught at the university, and my mom was a school teacher. So definitely academia was in my blood.
Yeah.
But her getting sick and having two parents who were quite well educated, really not understand screening, not understand these things and not do them, was really the pivot for me to want to go and do something that was about educating people, that was about changing communities, providing the opportunity. If my educated parents didn't understand prevention, what did it mean in other communities, and how can we prevent all these many preventable deaths that we see in our communities because of lack of knowledge, lack of understanding, lack of access? So I think it did change my trajectory tremendously in what I did. And then everything you do, changes the next step. I think what's probably true about your career and mine is we never thought we were going to do the things we're doing today.
Right.
And it's seizing those opportunities as you go along, trusting that you can do it, being humble to tell people when you don't know it, and working through it over the years to do a good job.
I love that. We did talk about the pivot that sometimes, and I know when I was going to school, I always thought, my mom worked for PBS Broadcasting, and I said, I want to be just like my mom. And I was able to go into broadcasting, fortunately, after I graduated San Diego State. But then, there's a timer on that. And all of a sudden, high definition came out. And there is not enough Botox in the world. So you know what? And TV, you have to make the shift. You have to definitely pivot. And that's just my little humble career. But for you, you're right. I mean, we have to have, and that I think is great advice for a young CEO, for being able to say, you know what? Life is going to throw you a curveball at times. And so with your mom's passing and your mom's illness, really just stepping up and being there to learn the caregiving part of it too, because there's that whole side of it that we don't always talk about.
Yep. And I think the pivoting, I think not being afraid of it. I think people don't want to do it. And if you think about it, though, how many people do you know actually work in their degrees that they got?
Right. That is so true. Right.
So we all pivot in one way or another. It's just what we call it, or what, you get the first job and then it takes you a completely different path, and that's okay.
Right. I was telling you, my son was a journalism major, and now he's a police officer. He's using that, I think, but
in a different way,
right?
Completely,
right.
Than his training.
What do you? So you just gave some really great advice. What about looking down the pathways again for young entrepreneurs that come through, I think we're all entrepreneurs in a way, right? But what would you say, especially at San Diego State, where it is so diverse? It's grown tremendously. I love hearing the numbers and where you're telling me people are coming in from. What would you tell them about the research that you're doing right now and in the innovative?
I think for me, what I love about the faculty that we have, the research that they're doing, it's always about something that's happening today. Mm-hmm. So, whether you think about the work they're doing in drug delivery system that are new, it's about something that will change today's world, right? Like if we can make it work, it's gonna impact cancer treatment. It's gonna impact the delivery of vaccines. It's gonna impact a variety of things. Same with the work that's being done in our humanities colleges or work. So the scholars, for example, even though it's very different than something like the hard sciences, we're currently working on digitizing and preserving indigenous languages in Oaxaca, Mexico.
Are you kidding me?
It's the coolest project ever.
Wow.
And so for me, thinking about so much of our history can go away easily.
Right.
And preserving something like that for the future generations of that region and the world.
Right. And
Yeah.
And
it's transformational.
It is transformational.
It is. And so it spans everything at SDSUs. That's a nice thing, where your typical large public research university, where you have people in STEM doing work, people in public health doing work, in psychology, lots of service-oriented programs too. So I have a lot of support for the San Diego Unified School District for mental health services to the school, working with our partners in federally qualified health centers, working with the DoD on solving a problem. Big partner for us is Biocom and the biotech industry, and thinking about how we partner with them. So I think it's whatever discipline you want to go in. Our school of television and theater and film is like one of the best in the country. Yes. Like they do such incredible work training the next generation. So to me, you take all of that. It doesn't matter what area you go to SDSU. We really have some of the top people doing the best work that is going to transform San Diego and the work we do.
I absolutely, I don't even know where you go from there. Drop the mic, because it is so true. And, you know, to get up every day and to know that you're making a difference in this world, that this has to be such a great feeling. And again, maybe it wasn't something that you always thought about, and now you're here. And, you know, we also talk about how fast telecommunications, everything, the world is changing at such a rapid rate, but you're in it. You're seeing it happen. And I think that's amazing.
Yeah, and I think that's another thing is you have, you know, from an advice perspective, it's like you have to embrace those changes and want to learn them. Like when I hear people say, "Oh, I'm too old for AI," no, nobody's too old for AI. Like that's not even a statement that should ever be made. Like we can all learn it, and it transforms the way you do your own personal life if you learn to use it. And so I think it's just embracing change, embracing future. Makes the world better.
It does. Well, you are such an inspiration, and we really appreciate you stopping by today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, giving us a window into your world, and thank you for making a difference.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now that was powerful. We hope you've been lifted and encouraged by today's inspiring voice. Always remember that life doesn't look exactly the same for each one of us. Never stop dreaming, striving, and thriving. In future episodes, we look forward to bringing you powerful stories from amazing women who learned how to lead in to challenges. Thank you for listening and being part of our community with SheEO host, Rebecca Jones.
The incredible curated SheEO conversation you just enjoyed was brought to you by SmartStop, a leader in self-storage real estate and a company that upholds its core principles of leading together, embracing change, and enhancing everyone's journey. To learn more about SmartStop, please visit smartstopselfstorage.com.
Cloudcast Media.